I'm dressed for top tier, let me put my suit on. When it comes to addressing me, your crib don't impress me, dawg. Rockabye, baby, there's no one dressed better than me. The soup begins to drip because I'm spitting too much heat. The ice is melting, you sipping icy, let's talk BK. You thinking Burger King, I'm talking about the biggest king. Yes, sirree, my mind does speak, I demand the greatest. The greatest respect, the glass is half full, but now I'll bump that. The glass is always full because of my pride, I can't die. I hold my heart close to my vest.
Leaving us in. Welcome into today's podcast. It's your boy Conscious. You got your boy J Mamba.
You know who the fluff it is,
Muddy
man.
P.
And then welcome back,
Muddy P.
Paulina.
The lovely Paulina.
Woo!
I am very excited to be back.
Sorry, we've been gone for about a week.
Just got back from vacation.
Vacation.
You know what I mean?
Vacay.
It's loving it. Needed the break.
Definitely.
Both of y'all went on vacation? Oh, I know you did.
Yeah, we both did.
Y'all both went together or like?
No, separate. When I
different places.
when I landed after my vacation, he was going on his vacation. Literally, that's how it happened.
He was like, I landed. I was like, I'm gone.
What part of Florida did you go to?
Orlando.
Orlando. I was about to say Miami. That's where.
That's my next spot. I want to go to Miami and visit.
Don't go with friends.
Don't go with friends. Why not?
That's what they always say. Friendships end in Miami.
I feel like it's most of the women friendships.
Perhaps.
Possibly.
Like the same nigga. One, two.
Could be. That's a big problem.
How y'all
I
been?
thought this was family friendly.
No. How y'all
Because I was about to say,
I've been good. I've been blessed. Recently just got over COVID. You know, COVID is still out there and a lot of people. Stay safe.
I'm so sorry. I hope you're feeling better.
I'm good. I'm good now. But
Yeah.
that was tragic.
You wouldn't be here if you weren't.
You damn right. I wouldn't want to put nobody else in jeopardy.
That's good.
I
I would have. I would have still been here in the spirit.
in spirit.
In the spirit.
In the spirit.
You know what I'm saying? Could have just FaceTimed me. I could have still gave my 2 cents.
Angry 2 cents.
Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
It's like poor
Can y'all hear it? Hell no.
Man, how you been?
I've been like having a sore throat for like the past 2 weeks, but I think it's just because I don't like take care of myself. Like
I remember you telling me that.
I don't be eating. I don't be drinking water.
Look at this nigga.
Hey man,
Bruh, it
I'm
ain't
just
here.
saying.
Like,
I've been good.
and then I go to my events.
Been partying hard.
Too hard.
Too hard.
That's what happened last night.
Hey, I'm gonna come back soon. I'm ready to get my
Hey, you
groove
should
on.
go.
You should come out.
You should definitely go buy a bottle or something. I'll get you that discount.
I had a great time last time.
I'm a little occupied right now.
Hey,
Oh, I forgot.
Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. You got 3 options.
They got tacos on Tuesday, and then
We getting tipsy on Thursday.
I went on a Saturday.
I get
That shit- no,
tacos
or was that a Thursday?
Friday.
You went on a
I
Saturday.
went on a Saturday.
Tacos on Friday.
It was-
Barbecue on Saturday.
All right, so you got Tuesday, Thursday. Okay, keep our options open.
Sometimes I just like some regular fried rice on Sunday.
You got
just by itself, just regular fried rice.
Some of y'all know. Speaking of code.
All right.
Having fun. That's what we're doing. Having fun. We're gonna get right into it. Do y'all feel that men
already. Y'all feel like men, when men bend,
Gotta jump into it.
do you feel that if a man doesn't feel appreciated, that he will show you the worst version of himself in a relationship?
I don't think it's a matter of him like showing it. From a female's perspective, I think it's like maybe people bring out like the worst in some other people.
That's a great way to put it.
Cause that's not like who you are, you know, it's just
Yeah.
like you bring out the worst in me, like
Yeah.
type shit.
You know what? To piggyback up, because I've definitely been in that position where it's like I don't feel appreciated. So it's like once you feel like you're giving too much energy, obviously you're gonna back off and you're gonna start slacking. And then when they pick up on that and they ask you about it, you're like, why are you acting a different way? Well, not to point any fingers, but you haven't been really doing your part, so that causes me to slack off and not do what I need to do. So it definitely brings out I would say it probably brings out the worst in you.
Cause there's a difference between like when you don't feel appreciated, that doesn't necessarily mean like you show the worst of yourself.
Yeah.
there's different ways of handling it. Like you either back off, you can like
Yeah.
get real aggressive
You
or
can lash
whatever.
out. Mhm.
Or you can just leave, type, whatever. But to like show the worst in yourself, that's just between different people and
That's true.
circumstance.
I get real quiet. Like I shut down. If I see you're not showing interest, it's like I'm just gonna start. I'm not gonna.
I respond to the situation. I just kind of handle it whatever feels like the right way versus how I actually feel.
Mhm.
I feel like, okay,
Have you ever felt unappreciated?
yes, thousands of times.
He's like, every
Thousands
day,
of times.
every day.
Multiple.
Most recently, been very pissed off.
Mhm.
Most recently, but I could have responded with pettiness or whatever, but I just choose like, what's the overall better situation to like how to handle this and just get out of this. Like, all right, it's clear me and you ain't clicking. I'm not liking this, so I'd rather just separate now than just this keeps going on.
Yeah.
It saves both of us the heartache, heartbreak, time, money, whatever it is that we're both putting into it.
When you feel unappreciated, do you think that like brings out the worst in you?
No, not me. At least I handle it more like respectfully.
He said, I'm built different, not me.
Because every person is different. Like you have a choice. Some people respond with pettiness where they're like, oh, since I'm unappreciated, guess what? I'm finna fuck your sister. Some people do drastic and they go all the way there. Some people like,
I wouldn't take
And that ain't even the worst version of themselves.
so it's like,
I wouldn't take it that far.
mine was just like, I realized that what I provided was she liked it. And I was just like, all right, you like the things that I provide for you. I'm not getting what I also was expecting.
Mm-hmm.
So since we're not getting to even trade here, I'm not gonna just totally be an asshole to you and just be like fuck you and then treat you like shit. It's just gonna be like, all right, I'm just gonna leave the situation. I'm gonna let you know like, hey, I've noticed some things. Let you know at first, and if nothing's changed and you still keep the same way, then it's like, okay, nothing's gonna change. I might as well just get out.
My thing is when that happens, then they bring out the worst in themselves. Yeah,
That is true because then they want to lash out and then catch attitude. But like,
That's when you sound like Charlie Brown teacher to me.
I agree with you. I remove myself from the situation, but I shut down first though. There has been instances where I will be petty because it's like,
oh yeah, you the petty king.
I'm not the petty king. People do not believe this.
I'll put that over here. I'll make sure to edit that.
I've had my petty moments.
Petty.
You petty?
No.
Oh, you're gonna say? Oh, okay.
I mean, I could be
Petty
like,
king and queen.
But you know, remember the
Respectful.
song P-E
Yeah.
to the T-T-Y. I'm petty.
I'm not gonna like
Yeah.
my last relationship. Like I've always said, like I show what I receive. Basically, whatever you give out, I'm gonna give the same in return, and that is petty. I'm not gonna lie. That's not the way to respond to things. But why you laughing? I'm just telling my truth, man.
Go ahead.
I'm just telling my truth.
Speak your truth.
When I felt unappreciated, I was like, okay, I'm gonna show you the same mentality. Then you're gonna see how it feels. It's not the right way to do it. I've learned that. You live and you learn. But hey,
I think like it's okay to like back off, you know. I don't think necessarily like matching the energy, but sometimes when one person's like, you know, doing all the effort and then it stops and the other person's like, oh shit, like, you know, they kind of have been because things are different because you stop.
Exactly.
It's not necessarily like, oh, you gonna do this, so I'm gonna do this, because then I don't think they would notice because you're still putting in whatever other effort.
That's why
They start to realize the stuff that you were kind of like taking off their plate or whatever you did that was bringing them peace or something like that. Little things like you just thought about them, so you brought them food.
You back off to see like what they're gonna offer, if they're gonna step up. And if they don't.
And even with that, like sometimes I would go above and beyond. And it's like, you know, I would send a paragraph, like just a big old paragraph. And then you just send a short little, oh, thank you. That was sweet.
The eight ball.
Most guys,
like, damn.
When we ask, like, what is your turn-ons, turn-offs, what are you into and all that stuff, it's because we're trying to figure out how can we live in the space that you already have existing. We just want to be able to slide in there, fit in like it's just like we just came out of nowhere. We just fit in right in. Nobody really trying to like just do their own shit sometimes.
Wait, what are we talking about?
I'm just saying, like, period.
The way he said it.
Yeah, the way
The
you said
analogy.
it, I was like,
I
it
wasn't
really
gonna
caught
say
me
that.
off guard.
I wasn't gonna say that, but I was like,
I was like, fit in, slide in. I was like,
came out of nowhere.
whoa.
Sugar honey iced tea. Good job.
We can never be serious, people.
Next one. Do women offer a safe space for their man to open up to?
They can. I don't think every woman does that.
Personal experiences, I feel like only twice out of 6 I've had a safe space. Like, be open. I just chose not to be. I was an athlete at the time, so.
I think I've only ever had a man give me a safe space like once.
For me,
I've always done
I don't think I've ever had the safe space, honestly.
That's
I
so
don't think
sad. I'm sorry.
I don't think I've ever,
it.
like,
Damn.
I've
like, why is it so tragic for us?
I've been the one to provide it, but it's like I haven't felt that same in return. Because I feel like in every relationship.
Because we're fixers. We like to solve stuff.
Exactly.
Maybe
So
it's
we
just
always
our
like to listen.
personality type.
It
like-
is.
Because, yeah, people have always told me, oh, I've never told anybody this before. Like, I feel so safe with you. And I'm like,
Yeah.
wish I could say the same.
No,
'cause
facts.
I don't.
I over provide, I feel like sometimes. Because I don't get that in return.
It's not really over anything. It's just like, you just haven't met the right person who gives the same back.
But
Yeah.
people are like damaged, so they naturally just like attract people that are like caregivers and
Nope.
like,
That's a
That's
a big fact. I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
So it's like-
That's a big fact.
So it's like they're not really looking to get fixed. They're just looking to get like taken care of, you know?
Yeah. You're using me at that fucking point.
Basically.
Because I'm on the other side of that where I be attracting broken people because I'm like, my motherly instincts kicked in. I'm like, no, I could fix him.
Yeah.
I could fix him. Like, I can make it work. Like, he just needs a little love. It never
Yeah,
goes.
It never
mm.
goes. Yeah. That happens a lot.
Mhm.
Vice versa for both men and women.
Well, I'm not in the fixing business. I said that last part.
Oh.
I'm not in the fixing business. I done that shit every
I'm in the growing
That
business.
shit's annoying.
We grow.
You touch
Damn.
I don't like hugging because my dad and my mom used to hate hugging each other. It's like, well, damn.
I'm the opposite. Like, I don't hug my parents, but my love language is physical touch. So I don't hug my sister, none of my family members. Bro, like, it makes me feel weird. I'm like, oh, don't touch me. But like with a significant other,
Yeah.
even friends, like I won't hug friends. It's just weird to me. But with the significant other, like physical touch is my love language. And I'm like, I'll touch your hair. I'll give you a massage. I'll hug you. I'll hold your hand. Like everything. I can't
Yeah.
do that with nobody else though.
You the same way.
No, I'm not. I took like a little test because some girl I was talking to said I should take the test to figure it out, and it came out to like acts of service and quality time.
Yeah.
It's like my love language. So like, if I don't really like believe the fuck that females say, so if you say like you gonna do something for me, I'll be like, okay, sure, whatever.
Like words of affirmation.
Yeah,
Doesn't-
none of that like really helps me. But like, if you actually go through and you do this shit, or you just do something. But I always tell like I always tell people I don't know if a female really meant for me if she stayed around to my birthday. I've never been in a relationship when my birthday came around.
Really?
So I always know that. So if a girl ends up having like problems around the time, like, okay, yeah, we gonna break up. She ain't trying to spend money on a nigga, none of that shit. So she ain't trying to do nothing. She trying to spend time with me. She got her birthday gift, got all her holiday stuff.
Yeah.
It's time to get.
You know, it's fast. 'Cause all my relationships have been seasonal. I've never spent a full year with anybody.
My birthday is always like in the winter, like the fall and winter. That's like cuffing season.
Yeah.
And then when summer rolls around, it's hot girl summer. Like, but for the guys, like actually, no, recently people have been breaking up with me.
Damn.
So,
Not even breaking up, more like ghosting, but like,
Wow. It's just a sad day.
it's just tragic.
yeah, I've only had one person that lasted to my birthday. We dated 2 years, but we were like young, so there was like no real like
Wasn't a real
reason to like expect anything at the time. My whole family was giving me like gifts. I
Yeah.
was still young, so it was like, okay, I wasn't really expecting nothing. But as I got older,
I don't even really expect nothing now. It's just like really just time. Like I really don't care. I don't even ask for nothing for my partner.
My secondary love language is acts of service. And so like it would probably mean more to me for you to throw me a party or like put a little something together than to actually like buy me a gift or like do whatever. Like I don't need to
actually take like time and effort to put in.
Yeah. Like doing stuff for me or like setting up the party. I don't know, like whatever.
Now, are you the one to like if somebody asks you if you want anything, are you the one to deny it but you really want something?
Mm-hmm.
Most definitely. Yeah, I could tell.
I just don't think about that shit. When people ask me, "Cool, what you want for your birthday, bro?" I'll be like, "Shit, I don't fucking know." And I really don't think about it till my birthday passed, and I'll be like, "I should have asked for this."
I'll tell everybody just give me money so I can buy what I want because I really don't know what.
Nobody gives me enough money for that. What I want is a car. Ain't nobody gonna give me enough for that.
My tuition paid. I need my car bills paid.
Everybody's give me $100 each. So I'm just save up my shit.
What?
No, because they always. I'm sorry, I love my family, but they always give me like garbage gifts. I mean, I still take it, but it's like it just shows that like my family don't really like know me like that.
Think?
No,
you know what I mean?
Like, they used to piss me off. My aunt, people buy you drawers.
My aunt every year she always gives me a shirt, and it's like Jesus quotes, right? Like like faith or like blessed.
If that came from my grandma, I would love it. I think that.
But it's like tacky, like you know, like it's like it looked like somebody just like did it real quick, you know,
God.
Like no effort.
Okay,
Jesus, but
so I was like, I knew this was a last minute gift. Like this was probably like $5, like
bought at the gas station on the way.
The corner store. Like,
oh my goodness.
Yeah, I hated them shits. People be like, here you go, open that shit up. Your drawers and socks. Like appreciate it, I guess. I mean. The fuck?
That's why I have a wish list now. I like throughout the year I'll just be like, like that way when somebody asks me like, oh, what do you want? I have something I can tell and be like, I want this actually. Can you like, and it won't even be like anything. It'll be like a face wash.
Yeah.
It'll be like a mask. It'll be like Nike socks, you know, like some shit. Ooh. Like,
what's your love language, J Mamba?
Physical touch.
Oh.
To the T. That's my love language. I love touching. I love people touching on me. Not like that. Just in a relationship. You know what I mean?
Clear it up.
Yeah, that's what I said. I like that. Don't get the wrong idea. The physical touch. That's always been.
It doesn't have to be sexual. It's just like
it's not even. It's just intimacy. Like I crave intimacy and I love giving it out. Like that's my love language. Like we just
crave physical intimacy because there's different ways. Like
so would a safe space for you be if a woman is like doing your love language, like she's providing physical touch and like wanting you to express yourself?
Yeah.
Do you think those things kind of go hand in
hand? To an extent, I don't.
I wouldn't say it's everything, but it plays a big part for me. Because I mean, I don't like when you're just like distant. And it's not to say that I like, you know, I'm clingy or I want you to be clingy. You know what I mean? But it's just like spontaneous, like here and there. Or is it like we could just be chilling on the couch watching a movie, you know, I'm giving you a massage on your feet.
But I mean,
like that.
I'm saying it like in the sense of like, let's say like you and your girl in the room and she like walks over to you and she might do like the slightest touch of like just touching your back and just saying, hey, is everything
My hairs are standing up on the back of my neck.
Like
immediately.
Like that would that make the space more safe because she's doing your love language plus she's showing care?
Yes.
That's why I'm like, do those things kind of go hand in hand?
Most definitely, to the T. Yeah.
Cause I can see how acts of service for me would go hand in hand with my safe space because if you like did something for me because you noticed how I was acting throughout the week as far as like you seem stressed so I did this for you on the weekend. Yeah. I would feel like there's a safe space for me to be like, yeah, you know what? They was fucking up at work all day. Like, you don't feel good. Feel safe about that. What about you?
I think it definitely helps. Like I said, I really ain't have a safe space until like recently. But they do give me my thing is like I take it to an energy level. Like if you like, do you know feminine and masculine energies? Like completely different, right? I feel like I'm always in my masculine, which is very like survival mode almost and kind of like on my feet. And So if you can make me feel like
Yeah.
in my feminine and like at peace
Mhm.
and just kind of like I'm physically safe, then for me that's like that's
Okay.
my safe.
Okay.
I wonder if this is like different just because of like the genders. As men, I feel like we're like typically raised and trained to not tap into our feminine side and open up to people, even if it is a safe space.
They don't like they don't like for us to demasculine ourselves. And
But I almost feel like even if you like tell, even like if your girl, let's say you meet a good girl, you do tell her stuff, and you tell your homies that you tell her stuff. I feel like as men, we equate that as like you are weak, and you can't, like there's no way that you're strong
I never seen it like that.
or you can't be a leader because you can't hold yourself together.
I don't think that makes you any less of a man. I feel like it makes you more of a man.
I
that
think
you're
that's
able
what
to-
society tells y'all,
Yeah.
or like we grew up believing. But it's always good to have both, you know, feminine. That's what ladies really look for. Because if
Yeah.
you're too masculine, it's doing too much.
You can't always be hard. That's why I always
Yeah.
like you can't.
Well, we both know what do women always say they want, which I like this. I want a guy who's hard out in the street, but
But
he
sensitive to
soft
me. Sensitive to me.
and it's kind of hard because you're either gonna get a guy that's totally soft, or he's gonna be mostly masculine.
Mhm.
Well, I think if
No.
you can gauge like where your energy is being put into, because I feel like I can be like real feminine or real masculine, like at the like depending given the situation.
Mhm.
So if you know how to like gauge that and kind of like know when and where to like apply those different energies, then you know you're solid. That's what women are really looking for. Someone that knows how to control themselves.
I can see that.
Go on.
A lot of the ones I've met though, they aren't like that.
Like
It's like it's just yeah. I want him to be hard. You know what I mean? But in them streets, man, when he come home to me, just let
I
your guard
usually-
down and be sensitive. And,
I mean, no, yeah, it's like
which ain't nothing wrong with it, but it's like
I usually don't have that issue. A lot of girls usually pick up like I'm a romantic guy,
mm,
but like I guess you could say like there's like a part of me that's more exposed when I'm with a female. That like I'm a protector, but at the same time I understand she doesn't need the protector like guarding up all the time.
yeah,
mhm.
So like if we're out eating and we're talking, she needs me to be the softer side and just more conversational.
mm,
But when like I'm checking out the scene and I'm trying to make sure that we good,
yeah,
that's when I could be the protector.
yeah.
So it's like, yeah, it's like what you said. You just gotta understand when to play what role that she needs at that time.
Yeah.
You don't always need to be like this hard ass dude talking about that nigga crying in the movie, bitch ass nigga.
It's like, damn.
And you can be masculine, but like still soft.
That's what I
at
say.
the same
yeah.
time.
I'm like, there's nothing wrong with that. That doesn't make you any less of a man.
Yeah.
The person.
What? What you got to say?
Nothing.
What you got to say, Conscious?
Nothing.
All right, bet.
Next, if a man asks for a date to like just chill and be by himself because he had a bad day, would you be like cool with that? And then like the opposite for us, like if a female asks for like a date and stuff like that.
That's what me and my current boyfriend do. We're just kind of like, hey, I want a me day.
Mhm.
And that doesn't mean that I don't want to spend time with you or I'm like tired of you or anything. I just need a day like to myself and to like recuperate and like get some chores done.
It's
like,
good to have space. I tell people that
self-care.
all the time. It's like you
because you're still your own person.
yeah, you don't need to be all cuddled up 24/7 and under your other significant other. You need
I mean,
space.
you could do that. It's just you don't. Whatever's healthy for the relationship.
Yeah, I wouldn't prefer that. It's
There's
like,
a balance.
It's like I don't need you to be like, okay, so like I'm finna go out and play some basketball with the boys. I don't need you to be like, you always with them. Why you always? No, don't do that.
Mm-mm.
Please do not do that.
But you can like do like, okay, so this is how me and my boyfriend do it. We like, he always tells me ahead of time. He's like, hey, I'm going to be playing with the boys tonight. Like basketball, volleyball, games, whatever it is. And I'm like, okay, just call me before bed.
Yeah,
And he always does it. And so as long as you like respect the boundaries and like what I'm asking of you, there's no issue with whatever you're doing.
thank you.
And I feel like if like that's something that he was doing before, you understanding that you're like, okay, that was something that he was doing that brought him whatever he needed.
Yeah.
So asking
needs
him
a
to
little
like
stress
cut that
reliever.
out. It's just like, okay, well, if I'm cutting this out, what are you doing to fulfill what I had? And I feel like that's what a lot of people end up doing. They end up like they're together, so they feel like they have to spend every moment together, and they forget like we had our separate individual times to like just recoup, get like still be ourselves and do our thing. And there's nothing wrong with like taking that me time approach.
You know what that kind of reminds me of? Like when I see this a lot with like more in females, but they'll go into a relationship with like somebody, for example, that smokes or like drinks. And then they're like, you have a drinking problem. You have a smoking, like, stop for me. Stop for me. And it's like, you went into the relationship knowing. So like, why are you going to stop that? Like, then be with somebody that don't smoke or drink. That's simple.
I say the same thing about people that be busy and they be like, you don't have enough time for me. And it's like, well,
you've been
you
like,
knew that he
already knew
like,
this.
She had moves that she was making. He had moves that he's making. They're trying to.
That's the one thing I can't stand. Like, don't act like you didn't know. Like, we had a conversation about this ahead of time.
You knew this when we were just at the talking stage and we were just chilling.
But see, sometimes they put on that mask, bro, just so they can get you. They put on that mask. They want you to see what
they like, what they see.
Right.
Yeah,
you look like you're gonna be something. Let me.
As soon as you get serious, I don't like. Wait, whoa, don't do that. Please don't do that. Now, to go back to the question too. Now, what about if the person is mad? You know, say if they had like a rough day at work or something, and they need their own space. How would you feel about that? Like, because would you feel like they don't want to talk to you, or do you feel like they need like, okay, they say they don't want to talk, let me give them their space to just.
As long as you communicate to me, like, hey, I had a hard day at work. I really don't want to talk about it right now. Like, I'll tell you later, or like we can talk about it another time. But I just need like some downtime right now, and I just need to, you know.
Yeah.
And like that's respectful.
Exactly.
And that happened in my past shit.
But you can't like take advantage of it.
Now his story.
All I just said, because we were texting and I was just telling her like, I'm be real with you. I kind of had a bad day. I kind of just want to like chill out for the rest of the day. And she was okay with that. The rest of the day went by. She texted me around like 11:30. She asked me, am I good? So I thought she was just checking on me. And I was like, yo, I'm straight. I'm just chilling. And she was like,
she flipped it.
What happened? Like, why were you so mad today? I was like, it was just stuff at the job. I'll just talk to you about it tomorrow. And she was just like, it was so bad that you couldn't talk to me all day. And I was like, all right. I thought it was just like, I don't get how you could.
You went from checking on the person to.
Okay, like you upset that I ain't talked to you, but we talked like the whole portion of the day leading up to that.
No, okay, that's what I mean whenever like don't take advantage of it. Just be like, you know, update. Be like, hey, I'm still feeling like this, and I'm going to go to bed already, but I love you and I'll talk to you in the morning.
And that's what I did.
And that's what he did. She was still upset because she was like, why you couldn't talk to me the whole day about that?
Maybe then that's a personal issue. Like maybe she just feels like you're hiding something or like you're angry at her. Girls, they just be coming up with like
and then
stuff.
That makes me jump into the next question as far as like, if it's okay for your significant other to have a break, do you feel like it should be equal the same way? Because that's how I felt as far as in that moment.
Elaborate.
Because when she told me, like, when she was having a bad day and she just needed the whole day, I let her have her space. Where it's just like, we had a discussion where we both need space when we have a bad day. So I was like, I let you have your space, but then the one time I need my space, it was like I was supposed to get over it in a matter of like 2 hours. And that's why I was like, that's not that you. I don't think that's a fair.
It's a personal issue with herself, cause
which is just like, hey, I understand, but I want you to know that like, you know, it's nothing against you. It's like I love you. I'm not, you know, I'll talk to you about it another time. Just right now, I just need to calm down. And then the next day, it'd be like, okay, I feel, or whenever, like I feel okay to talk about it now.
So that was basically like the spectrum of that question as far as how that came up. Because I don't know if anybody else has felt that as far as like you need a break and your partner was just like F your break, but they get they break. Or like anything in a relationship that just felt one-sided.
I've definitely been in that position before too. It fucking sucks. It's so hypocritical, bro. because it's always in terms of they want you to be there for them when they need it, but when you need it, it's like you said, it's like they expect you to get over it quicker. I don't know if it's because we're just men. We're supposed to take it differently. Like, oh, you're supposed to get over it. You'll be fine. That's not the narrative. And I don't like how when some women put that out there, it's like guys should just get over shit quicker because we're guys. Like, you're masculine. You like it shouldn't hurt you as much as it might hurt us. That's not that's another thing too when it comes to support. Like, you should support each other. You should support your man just like your man should support you, vice versa. And if you can't provide that for him, you don't need to be with that person. And that's just a personal issue within themselves.
Yeah, I know me personally, I would feel like almost hurt. I kind of feel like, oh, you don't trust me enough to like tell me. Oh, I'm not like, you don't think I can handle you telling me. You don't think like, in a relationship, I feel like I should be the first person to like know about certain stuff.
Of course.
But I can understand like if you don't want to talk about it. Like if you're heated in the moment, you don't want to talk about it. But at the end of the day, I expect a little something to like assure me, you know, however that looks like. But as long as you assure me at the end of the day
for sure.
or whenever, like that's just my thing.
It's just communication.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is what it. I mean, for me, it was just like I'm somebody. If I feel like I'm too heated, it's gonna come out wrong.
Exactly.
I don't like to speak about it, so I let you know. Hey, right now I'm too heated.
Yeah.
I need to really calm down, and I will tell you later once I've reached the point where I'm calm. And I don't go telling nobody else. I literally just go, okay, I'm by myself doing whatever that brings me.
That could be another thing too. They feel like you might be talking to other people. Like you just don't want to.
Yeah.
What you were saying.
Or like you might call somebody else, explain to them what's going on. So yeah, I get that, but it's like,
you know what it could have been, because you said that like you responded back to her when she was like checking up on you, right? She probably thought like, well, if he's fine enough to like check up or to respond,
that's exactly what she said.
Yeah, so like if he's fine enough to like respond, then like why hasn't he talked to me, and like why did he wait till I texted him? Why didn't he like text me back?
You know, sometimes I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes it's like when we do that. Sometimes I don't want to necessarily say we forget. It's just like we get caught up. It's like once we're good. But then we stay in that mindset. It's like
y'all don't want to like lose that. Exactly. Y'all don't want to like revert back to whatever pissed you off.
Yeah, it's like we don't want to be like.
Especially because it's still fresh to that wound. So I'm just like, I calm down from it, but I know if I go to sleep on it, I stay good, and I come over it, it's like, okay, now I can say it. It's going to be calm. It's not going to bother me
I feel
anymore.
like men are, you know, like y'all work real simple. Like y'all, it takes a lot, not a lot, but like when you're in a mindset, you're in it.
Yeah.
And so you have to kind of like take your time to step out of that mindset. And then you're ready to be like, you can't, because females, we can talk about it like whenever, however we're feeling. Like we tell everybody too, like, yeah, this does not happen, and then we can like go and like have fun with our girlfriends and like whatever, bottomless mimosas the next morning. It was like same day, who knows? But guys, it's like, nah, when you're in it, and you have to wait till like you're out of it. Does that make sense?
Because I get mad so easily, and like I sit there and ponder upon shit until I like really de-escalate myself, and it's like, all right.
Cause we be trying to really dive into this shit and be like, okay, how did this even get to this point?
Yeah.
How did this get?
You're just marinating it.
And it just gets to the point where you're like, okay, I did nothing wrong or whatever the fuck, and then you just get out of it.
Yeah.
Once
you need time to like process everything like that's happening.
So,
and that doesn't necessarily mean you're still like, you know, in that emotional rage or whatever. Like you're good at the end of the day, but you still need that time to like process like, okay, this is what happened. This is what I'm going to do like coming like afterwards. Maybe like, because within our break that me and my boyfriend had, we still text but like we had the mutual understanding, like, yeah, they're just having their time. Like just because like they're in a position to text doesn't mean that they have to.
Preach.
So it's like, just because they're doing better doesn't mean that they need to talk to me. Exactly. Does that make sense?
Yeah, exactly.
But that was just a little something. I thought I'd put in a little personal stuff in there. We're going to get right into quick hits. Do you think that there's a stigma about single mothers in society as far as like the dating world?
Yeah, a lot of people don't want to date mothers. Because I know it was hard for my mom. I lived with a single mother. It was hard for her. Like a separate single mother. It was my dad's ex-girlfriend. And I was living with her and her kids. And it was so hard for her to like date because of her kids.
Mm-hmm. Now,
I've dated somebody who was a single mother, so
A word.
that took a lot. It takes a lot, though. I think I always tell people, regardless, you got to ask yourself a real honest question as far as like, okay, yeah, you like this woman, but you got to also be willing to deal with the kid.
yeah,
And are you ready?
If
to,
you
like,
love the woman, you
step
love the
up?
kids.
Like
it's
it's non-negotiable.
you have
Yeah.
to be willing. Like if you can't step up and you can't like be a father figure or just a good man in this boy's life, girl's life, then it's like you can't just sit there and be like, yeah, I'm gonna date her and just not be around the kids.
yeah.
So
I don't-
it's a huge step.
And it's not to say that the women expect you to be like a father figure to the kids either. You can.
That's a conversation.
yeah,
that you
it's the
have to
conversation
have.
they have to have.
Or
Now,
it's like, what's your role and everything.
now there are some women out there that can be manipulative and they know what they're doing. It's like, ooh, he could be a great father. He's great financially, stability,
You got
everything.
money.
You know what? Let me go ahead and try to trap him if I
Kids,
can.
yeah.
And you know what I'm saying?
And a lot of dudes have the problem with taking care of another dude's child, and
Yeah.
then the dude gets to pick when he gets to come back around.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Well, that's the real dad, so I want him to be more involved now." And it's like, "But I raised this kid."
At that point, you feel
And
like
it's
those
just
kids are yours
it
too.
feels like you wasted some time and energy and effort into like helping
yeah.
form this child now.
But that's one of those things like when you get there and you deal with it then. That says a lot about her character and unfortunately, like you just find that out when you find it out.
Which is bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
But most of the time, that's why you got to teach yourself to like see the red flags and like early on, like before you even get serious. And
you can see the red flags, but still, it's like if you care enough, you try to put that past
yeah,
them, and you're like, no, we can make this work. We can figure something out.
Yeah, I remember.
But you
that.
know,
I don't know if it's care enough, but like some people are just kind of like blinded. They don't see the red, or they see the red flags, but they ignore them.
because a lot of people might do it more for the kids' sake. You know what I'm saying? They don't want kids to suffer from it.
Mm-hmm.
You
But
know what I mean?
like that's not your responsibility.
Yeah, but it's like when you get to a point, it's like you've been
around.
you've been around for so long.
He didn't know you.
Yeah.
All he knows is you being around.
Man, my dad don't give a fuck then, cause
Ooh.
But damn.
like no, cause it was serious. Like she'd come over. She was basically like a housewife, and that was his friend. You know,
Oh, I know those.
his quote unquote friend. But he would discipline the kids, and she would like okay with it, and he would like play with them and like talk to like as if like he was their dad.
Yeah.
He let her go quick. Could give a fuck about the kids. Could give it. And I was just like, obviously, I don't look at my dad as like an ideal example for like relationships and whatnot, because he got his own issues. But that's just some people don't care.
Mm.
Because it's not your responsibility, and it's the mother that like allows you allow who your kids are around
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
So if it was my kids, I'd be like 10 toes about that and be like, nah, you ain't even coming around my kids until I know you for real.
Type shit.
hmm
My situation lasted about 6 months. I was cool. I met a little man, play football, play ball with a little man. And, hey, I was ready. To ask that question, it took me about 2 weeks to think about that. Jumped in, I was like, okay, here's what it is.
Shit happened for a reason, man.
hmm
It wasn't meant to be.
I was also the oldest person I dated, too. So that was good.
I'm dead.
Rawr.
Cougar.
Like me, boy.
You know that? Get your money up, not your funny up.
Hey, he like I'm 45 and up, ladies.
Aye,
Get at him.
Hold on.
You jumped in a little too high. Too high. Hold on.
You know you like
He
them.
said, nah.
Hey, that
Chalk it at 35.
She was 30.
You know you like them Panthers.
She was about 30.
They ain't cougars. They
The
Panthers.
Cougars, the
They
Cougars.
Panthers.
She was 30.
Look,
She was
I want a
30.
panther tattoo.
My
I
Christmas
just
gift
thought
was
about that
amazing.
recently.
Tattoo.
Christmas was amazing with her. Okay.
She
Come
got
back.
cougar money, that
Come
panther
back.
money.
To reality.
She got that child support money.
Mm-hmm. Credit score just.
Can leadership be equal in a relationship?
Oh,
I feel like that's like I feel like it can.
Leadership, can you elaborate on like leadership?
It's like two top dogs, basically.
Basically. Like two.
Can it be two leads of the house? Can it be two leads of
alphas?
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. I think in the context of marriage, because y'all are supposed to be one regardless.
Mm-hmm.
So me personally, I like the man to wear the pants. I just feel like, but the woman should also be involved in those plans, because the man's supposed to have the vision and the woman's supposed to be like, all right, well, this is what we got to do to get to where you want to be.
Okay.
So it's a collective thing.
Okay.
So I think that's possible.
I like the way you put that.
Well, I was going to wait to see where you were going with that.
I like the way you put that.
Yeah, so...
We've had the conversation before, too. I don't mind the woman...
Leadership, to me, is just like...
She can lead the house. Like, all the amenities, whatever you want, like the house, you got that. And then outside the house, I provide. You know what I'm saying? I make the money and everything.
I think we have different roles.
Exactly. You can... As long as y'all have that common ground and communication, it's no problem.
Because like I said, y'all should be leading as one, regardless of like what area you're leading. You're leading as one.
Because it should never be you have an opinion and then she has an opinion and then y'all butt heads about it. Y'all should come to common ground.
I think it depends as far as like, because some people want a traditional type of marriage where like the man just leads and anything he says goes.
I don't like that.
I'm not gonna lie, that's not always the case.
If you want that, then it's like, okay, that's what you like. But then you have some that are like traditional, but it's like a little, I guess you could call it an upgrade. Like you upgrade your phone. But basically like the man, he makes money, but like she also makes her money, but there's decisions being ran through on both ends.
Yeah.
As far as like, I'm thinking about making this move for our family, and then she's also giving the input. Cause like, okay, that's what you're trying to do. All right, this is what we have to do to set us up to get here.
It's like she can be the brains of operation. You can make all the money, but you may not be as smart with your money. She may be smarter than you are.
Yeah, I think it's important for a man to have a vision.
Yeah.
And the woman's supposed to like help with that vision. In my opinion, that's like what I believe.
Yeah.
It can go the other way as well. She might have a business that she wants, and he helps her out by seeking out how she can get that vision done.
I think when a guy doesn't have a vision, though, then you have a frustrated woman, because it goes into like Christianity, because that's what I believe in. And so
is vision the same way as ambition?
No, we both, like, I can reach my dreams and you can reach your dreams, but like in the sense of the relationship and like the family, I really feel like it's important for the guy to like, have like a
vision of how that looks.
Of just like where you want to grow and like how you want to do things and like function in the relationship. And as long as like it's a collective agreement, then, because the Bible says that like women are helpers, and that's not a bad thing. Like it's a very empowering thing actually. And it's like, yeah, like we do all the, this is what we're going to do. All like the small details, because men are very point A to point B.
Exactly.
Point A to point D. We'll get that. Women are A, B, C, D, maybe a little here at E, a little F, and then we'll circle back to D. And then, I feel like we kind of think of the things that the men don't think of. We balance each other out.
That is true. I do agree with that. You were preaching on this fine Sunday.
Oh, it is Sunday.
It is Sunday.
It is Sunday. Happy Sunday,
Praise the Lord.
everybody. Hallelujah.
I don't disagree with anything. Everything you said makes sense to a T.
Pretty much all men pretty much desire is like somebody to bring peace, someone else who can
the safe
help them
haven,
figure out things along the way.
The safe space.
You want a partner. You don't really want nobody who's just kind of like.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I don't want a woman that always agrees with me.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. Like,
she should challenge you.
Yeah. Exactly.
Maybe not disagree. Maybe not like frustrate you.
Yeah.
She should challenge you though. That's a positive thing, or it's supposed to be.
Someone who pushes me.
100%. Yeah.
They kind of level me out in a sense.
So yeah, she shouldn't be like, yes, honey, whatever you say. Because I feel like it's not really.
It's not realistic.
You're not doing your part.
Yeah.
Like you said, in a marriage, we're a team.
Exactly.
Y'all are one.
That's like with kids, where you're just like, we have to agree on the same thing.
If one of y'all wins, y'all should both be winning. So
Amen.
Amen to that one.
Hallelujah.
Another one came in. Are women being raised not to trust men in this era?
Oh, for sure. I don't think on purpose though. I want to hear what y'all have to say first before I continue.
Okay. Trying to get my words together. Don't want to say the wrong thing.
Take your time. Take your time.
Well, yes, too.
Are they being raised? So what was the question again?
Are they being raised to not trust men?
trust men.
Error.
I wouldn't say they're not being raised to not trust men. I feel like they're being raised to not to depend on a man. That's the way I see it. But that's to a certain extent, because sometimes they may take it too far, and then it's like, you got those women out there, well, I don't need a man. I love that mindset, but you saying that, I feel like you ain't never gonna find the man that you deserve and you actually need.
She don't need a bum.
Yeah.
That's what it is. When women say, I don't need a man, she don't need a bum. She don't need somebody that's gonna drag her down. That's really what it is.
But I feel like a lot of times too, they may pass up on the ones that they feel like are bums. They're not bums. It's just like,
that door hasn't opened for them yet.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like they take it too far a little bit.
But like, if you're not where she's like looking towards, then you know it's okay. She, in her eyes, you're a bum.
Yeah.
Whether you,
but we talk about this all the time in pocket. Not everybody's different. So, I mean, it also depends as far as like how that man is going to take that in. And he might forever judge you as what that was back then. As far as like, if he just, the same opportunities has to open for him, but for her, and then she views him as a bum, and that like comes off. Maybe
not a bum. Maybe like he's not up to her standards. She's already right here, and if you're not like there or higher, it's like.
I would say don't be too quick to disregard him though, because if that's, you know, you should at least try to get to know that person more better and see where their goals are at and see what they want to do with their life. Because just because if he may not be on the same level doesn't mean he can't get to that level. You can help him.
But it's easier to go for somebody that's already there.
True shit.
Yeah, because then that doesn't.
Because
look like
if you're not there, you're
it.
probably not in a position to be in a relationship anyways, I feel like.
But my thing, okay.
Go for it.
I would just say, like I said, don't be quick to disregard.
Be quiet.
What?
No, go ahead.
I'm just saying, because God could probably put that person in your life for a reason, you know, to challenge you.
Oh, no, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, that could be your person, but then they're like, you know what, he's not where I'm at. I don't need him.
But God, the Bible says to be equally yoked. Do you know what that means? To be at the same level.
What you got to say? You know, great inputs. Great inputs.
Kobe, don't be like last time. What? Okay, because they said I was wild last time, so I'm gonna be quiet.
If it needs to be said, it needs to be said. You can't
say
hold
what your
back.
chest.
You can't hold back.
One thing I have noticed a lot of now is that a lot of women are like, I can't fall in love with potential because I can't see what that could be versus somebody who is already there. So for me, I always say that's kind of not smart, only because most of the people who become the Russell Wilsons of the world, as far as like him being a good man and taking care of his woman and providing, they have a lot of potential, but it takes the build up of them getting there. And it's, I guess for me, I always say it takes like a certain woman to see that vision in that potential. That like understands, okay, you're showing that you have ambition, you showing that you have goals. Now you do have some dudes that quote unquote have potential, but they're not doing the work.
They're not acting on it
to what you're seeing. And I think that's more of like a equal choice, because guys do that where we see potential in a woman and we pick her and she doesn't want to put in the work to get where we see her. And girls do the same thing. That's kind of like I
think that's a personal preference though. Like, what does that look like to an individual? What does that potential look like? Because I could be like, yeah, you have so much potential, and then like spend my time like nurturing that potential and like trying to grow with that potential and it going nowhere, versus somebody that's already there, you know, and then we can go even farther.
Yeah.
That's what I look for. Like, you're already somewhere. I like where you're going. We can go even farther. It's like somebody that's shown that they've acted on their potential and they have even more potential to provide.
Yeah.
Not somebody that could reach their potential. You know, it's different. And I feel like y'all can understand that, like with women on the other side.
I definitely do. I
yeah.
could.
I mean,
Like,
It's
if
nothing- it's
you want a
nothing wrong with
motivated
that.
woman that
Yeah.
could go even farther, or you want a girl that looks like she can be like motivated and like do certain things, but she
Because I've been in both sides of the relationship, so
a
I
lot of
definitely
people
understand.
talk. A lot of people just talk about what they would like to do, and then
Yeah.
as far as them actually putting in the work to do it, you have to kind of like sit back and watch them want it for themselves, because you can't want it more than them.
Of course.
So I mean, a lot of my stuff is, I've never heard nobody say like my potential could never like be reached. They always said it could be reached. It's just a matter of the doors opening up.
It's up to you.
So when, especially this year, when the door is opening up and people are like, I'm glad to see you now tapping in.
Mm.
It's like, okay, so you dated me for the potential, but you also saw and knew like this could be amazing. It's just a matter of, am I the person that will bring that out of me type of thing? I've heard girls bring that up as well. Like, am I the person that's meant to bring that out of you, or is somebody else supposed to be that?
Yeah.
Personally, I won't take my chances on something that, because I've done that. I'd be like, you have so much potential, like, and it was never acted on.
Mhm.
Yeah, some
And-
people have that limit.
And
where
then
just like,
it becomes that frustration that I was talking about earlier when a man doesn't have a vision.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think when a man has a vision, that's it. Like, you know, for me, it's like, okay, he knows what he wants, where he wants to go,
he has a
and then like
backup
we can work
plan.
from there. But if you have a guy that don't know what he wants, don't know where he's
I'm not
going,
really sure how I'm gonna do this.
yeah, it's just kind of like I'm not gonna waste it on that versus somebody that already knows, or at least has an idea of like what they want, you know.
So
Even if they're not there yet,
Mhm.
you know what you want.
Exactly. Not mad at it. Not mad at it.
well, we're gonna get right here into our advice column. Alrighty. You missed a couple people. Great. First person is from Lizzie. She says, "Hey fellas, my name is Lizzie.
Hola.
Hi, Lizzie.
I would like to have a conversation with my boyfriend about adding another girl to our relationship for me to date. And I was wondering, how could I introduce the idea of polygamy to my man?" First of all, polygamy is something that we both choose.
So she said, for me to date.
Yeah. So I think it ain't bad to have like, I guess if you call it like kinks or like preferences, like sexually, but if it's like, it just depends if it's a sexual thing or like a lifestyle thing. Cause there's,
Mhm.
cause like, you know, I'll be trying to do the same shit.
That went right
But like,
in.
but like, bro is okay with that because we've had that conversation and we've set those boundaries and we've like, you know,
Okay.
If
not like lifestyle, but
no. Okay. As long as you got the conversation, I guess it's cool. My thing was the way it sounded from the way she was saying it. I feel like if it's not an open relationship,
yeah.
then that's a problem. Because you're saying for me to date,
I mean, unless he's okay with that.
that's what I'm
Some
saying. Unless
guys
he's
are.
okay with it.
Yeah.
But I feel like,
But if they haven't had that conversation,
he's
then
not. What?
Well, she wants to know how to open up that conversation.
But she asked it as a polygamy, and polygamy is that we both choose to add somebody, and it's the same person that we both agree to.
But that's between them.
That's why I'm like, I think she confused on what that means. I don't
Well,
think she means she wants a polygamy. I think she
to-
wants to add another
for herself.
for herself. to the polygamy.
Well, whether he's okay with that or not, that's them. But to open up the conversation for that, I think obviously creating a safe space, whatever that looks like to both of them, especially him,
Exactly.
and being like, hey, I feel like this. These are my reasonings for this.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about that? And what extent can we take that to, if at all?
You're better
and then
off
you go
just
from there.
being straightforward too. Don't
Don't
So
sugarcoat
right
shit.
out the gate, he
Yeah,
gonna
don't
think you talking about a
sugarcoat it.
threesome, and he gonna be like, "Oh yeah, we can do that one time."
And if he
But-
if he asks for that, you can't be mad at it. I mean,
you got to like really explain to him.
You just
that
have to
it's
figure
not
out
like a
what you're
sexual
okay with
thing.
and what you're not
Yeah.
okay with.
yeah,
But as far as opening it up and be like, give your reasoning, how you're feeling, assure the person,
yeah.
and then set those boundaries, if they're okay with it or not, or like what they are okay with and what they're not okay with,
Yeah.
Yeah, appreciate you. Next person is Steven. Steven says, I'm out here testing the field. I met me a nice little thing. And I'm looking to make things official. But I see that she still is entertaining her options. And well, my question is, should I stay and try and build something, or should I leave and get back to get my bag and test the field?
If you think she's worth it enough, have that conversation.
Have that
Be
conversation
like,
with her.
I want to, I kind of want to take things more serious. How do you feel about that? And then based on her answer,
Yeah.
go get your bag
Go from
or
there. That's what I said.
yeah.
If she doesn't want to do that thing, you can't get mad at it.
Yeah.
Y'all were both just testing the field. All you gotta do is go get your bag then.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you already asked her, and she told you that she's going to still entertain her options because she's still not sure.
Mm-hmm.
So that I feel like you kind of answered your own question.
But
And it
a
doesn't
lot,
mean y'all still can't even entertain each other either. I mean, y'all still are.
I mean, yeah.
a lot
that's
of
what I'm
female,
saying.
because
So-
I know I was entertaining until that final official was set.
Mm-hmm.
Like up until it was set, I was
Yeah.
still entertaining,
Maybe she has
regardless of like,
requirements that you ask her out, and it's not just like y'all date or something like that. Because some people like to be for sure.
Yeah.
Like, you want me that way, I know what the move is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure.
or start doing. Well, I wouldn't say start doing things that like serious relationships do, because you're not there yet. But
You gotta establish that. You gotta.
Yeah.
It's the conversation to
and be like,
had.
hey, like if I make things serious, are things gonna change? Like, how do you go about that? But yeah, just like straight up, just be like, hey, I want to sit down and talk to you about this.
Yeah.
Guess we'll see about that. Thank you, Steven. Next person, it's John from Fort Worth. Love what you guys are doing. And J Mamba, you know who the fluff it is.
What's good, Michael? It's making a difference in the world.
Stupid. So me and my girl just went to the doctor, and I found out she may not be able to have kids. I'm 25 years old. She's 24. And I was wondering, should I walk because I desired having a family? Little extra detail, they have been together for like going on 5 years now.
There's other options to create a family. Obviously,
Yeah.
don't just throw the relationship away like that.
How important is it to having like your own blood kids though? That is a real question.
I mean, but that's not in her control,
It's not in her control, but if that's like really important to him, I mean, you could talk about
You want kids
they
or
call
you
that?
want your significant other?
what they call that, a donor?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody who can carry your child for you. You can
Yeah.
still do that. I mean, it's still your blood child,
Yeah.
technically. If that's like what you're saying, that's the reason why you want to walk. If it's not that, then I would almost say the kid is kind of like your excuse to break up with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's basically what you're trying to do.
Don't end the whole
But
relationship.
don't end a
over-
relationship. You know what I mean?
Because at the end of the day, it's about y'all two and not
Exactly.
like the potential kids that y'all, the kids
Yeah.
that aren't even here yet. It's about
Yeah.
y'all two in the moment.
Plus, think about her. You break up with her right now, and
That's
she
tragic.
definitely knows that that's the reason. She's not. I don't know about how that's gonna do for her. I feel like that's selfish, but
Yeah.
you gotta think about her feelings as well.
Exactly.
She might not want to
Don't give up so easy. Like I said, there's other options out there,
Yeah.
bro.
At least try.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap things up. Episode 15.
Yeah.
Definitely want y'all to hit that bell,
Ding.
like, comment, subscribe,
Do that.
add it to your playlist. Thank you, Paulina, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
We'll put her
always nice.
socials on top. I'll make sure to edit stuff this time. I won't be lazy. J Mamba.
You know who the fluff it is. Making a difference. Making a difference in the world, man.
We're gonna make sure that we put Toxic King up there. You know, Toxic King.
Toxic King.
Toxic what?
Okay.
Petty what?
Okay.
Okay.
And then you got me conscious over here, the royalty, everything, loyal over here, lovable, teddy bear.
So that's not me? That's crazy. That's crazy.
yeah, sure.
That's
But we're gonna get up out of here. Ready?
peace.
Bow.
Open up my vest, who gon' take care of it? Chapter 1 done flew by, we on chapter 2 right. I love to ride on 24s, I'm in my early 20s, bro. Oh my God, the seasons really changed for me. And now I'm rapping this clean, and now my kingdom gon' ring. And now my kingdom gon' ring. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'ma watch the sunset, I'ma watch the sunset,